And welcome into another episode of Tiger Territory, part of the Foul Territory Network, a Detroit Tigers podcast. I am Kieran Steckley, and I got with me a couple prime time players, Austin Jackson, Cody Stavenhagen. What's up, guys? How we doing?
Good, baby. Good. Always good to be on here with you guys, man. Y'all make my day.
Well, I mean, we just got done talking like the minutia of swings. We were not recording. Maybe we'll have to make that a whole episode for all the baseball nerds out there. But we got tons to talk about off the top here. I wanted to recall something I had said last time we talked, and then kind of spin it in a different direction. So last time we talked, I discussed how the Tigers kind of flexed on the Athletics because they had all these different contributors, and it was like a sign of like what a deep team and all these like fun stories and all that stuff. And that's obviously still true, but the two wins of the weekend, Saturday and particularly Sunday, were also an example of what the top heavy of what this team could be. Like, is sometimes enough. You have Tarik Skubal having one hit ball over 7 innings. You have Riley Green going yard. You have Kerry Carpenter going yard. By the way, back-to-back games. I'll obviously talk about Carpenter a little bit later. And that was enough. 3-0. You have you have your bullpen aces come in, Canley and Vest, and we're good. And we move on to Washington. And I thought I love it when you see like different ways of winning. So you had the group effort, and then you had kind of the star power, like the headliners come out, and it's Sunday Night Baseball, and it's ESPN. And if you read a lot of national perceptions on the Tigers, it usually comes down to, like, you can read between the lines if they don't actually say it, not as much star power as a Yankees team, as obviously the Dodgers. And I'm not here to debate the validity of that either way, but that's a perception. And then Sunday Night Baseball, Skubal looks like the reigning Cy Young, as you put in your story, Cody, not letting go of that award willingly. And then Riley Green continues to rake. And then you have Javi Baez, the all-star momentum, making plays in the field, even Torque, doing his thing at first base. I mean, like, it was kind of like a star-laden win on a Sunday night. Environment, Comerica Park, everything. It just fits so well into this nice narrative that we get to talk about today on this podcast. I love it.
It was a fun night at the park, Kieran, but I think we could have shut it all down and just went home after the Carpenter homer. Because Tarik Skubal dude wasn't going to allow any runs. Like, he just wasn't. It had that special feel. Something about it, maybe even more so than some other Skubal outings. I mean, for a while, I was like, this might be the one. This might be no-hitter, perfect game territory. Only got through 4 1/3, but man, he came out of the gate hot, struck out 8 of the first 9 batters. It was special.
Yeah. No, he's just different. I think anytime that he's on that mound and he's throwing, I think we can say that there's a chance that there could be a no-hitter. So it's just super special to watch him, man, because I feel like you're just getting something different every time. We've seen him kind of struggle with his definition of struggle is, and it's just different, man. The mentality, the way that he attacks hitters, he's going at you with his stuff, and that's what is the awesome thing about watching him is he's never getting away from who he is. He is coming at you. You know what's coming. You know that fastball's coming. You know he has that changeup. Get you, thinking about other things with the slider, the curveball. It's just special to watch, man. And they got a good one with this guy. He's special.
Well, he's unafraid. I think that's another way to put it. And not that we needed any more evidence of that. Like, a lot of that stuff was established last season, particularly in the postseason. But again, like, if there was it's one of those things where you only get so many like guaranteed like stages. Like, you play almost every day, but not every game is a stage in a sense. And Skubal, like, you would have thought that was, I don't know, Sunday afternoon playing, the Rockies or something like that. Like, he like, it's all the same to him. He, like, the moment's never too big for him. And I think that's kind of one of the things that separates him from, just a guy that has great stuff, is the mentality stuff. Like, everyone talks about, like, I was reading this week about how, like, he's you take him over any other pitcher in baseball. He's like, you would build a pitcher out of a lab. It would be Tarik Skubal. And again, I'm not even saying that's a wrong opinion, but like the first thing I'm doing if I'm building a pitcher out of a lab from Tarik Skubal is I'm taking that mindset. That mindset is as good as anything else that he has dialed up. And he's like a great ambassador for the team. He's good for the city. Like he does all that other stuff that like is expected of stars and aces. Like everybody wants to talk Tarik Skubal. He always gives them time. Like all those little things, man. He's legitimately a superstar. We didn't need yesterday to establish that, but it was just like another reminder, another bigger audience, another way of like just kind of showing what people in Detroit have known for several years. And speaking of things that people in Detroit have known that the national audience hasn't gotten to see in a while is what Comerica Park can look like when it's rocking. So like I said, Sunday Night Baseball, first time Sunday Night Baseball since 2017. Austin, this is an environment that you played in. Cody, you've seen the other end of the spectrum and kind of grow into this. So I guess we'll start with Cody. Explain to us what the vibe was like at Comerica on Sunday night, and then Austin, just what is it like? What was it like playing in front of a rocking Comerica? Because obviously you had plenty of examples of that too.
It was a really good environment. I think it was maybe the best regular season environment I've witnessed outside of maybe Miguel Cabrera's final game or some of the Miggy milestone type games. It was kind of funny. It was like, wait, Sunday Night Baseball. Still a big deal. Didn't ESPN and MLB just break up? Like there was still something about the vibe of like, all right, Sunday night game. Yeah, I feel like people just knew in the stadium, like this is national TV. We got to show out. We got to create a good environment. Did not hurt that you had Skubal on the bump. One of the better, like what I've always measured. I don't care how big the crowd is. Is the crowd invested on every pitch? Are people paying attention? Can you hear like the oohs and the ahs and the silence and the roars based on every single pitch? And some of the better crowds dating to the end of last year, honestly, haven't always felt that. I thought we felt that in a big way Sunday night. And I'm sure we'll have several more really good crowds throughout the summer.
Yeah, Cody, and you mentioned it, man, like the oohs and the ahs. Like I just remember vividly like the what I thought was just a regular catch in the gap, and just being like, ooh. I'm like, oh, y'all like that. That was something special to y'all. Like, I was like, I do this in BP all day. Like, you know what I mean? But it's something to it, man. Like, people want to see this team play. People want to see the best teams play. And they're going to come up and they're going to come out and they're going to support that. And you saw that, yesterday. It was unreal. It's almost like that playoff environment, right? Like, it's preparing you for that. Like secretly is preparing you for that. You're getting a little dose of that during the regular season of like, hey, this is what it's going to be like. And I think you can't really take that for granted. It's not always going to be like that. You have to enjoy those moments, take them in. I loved it. I loved when people came out and fans came out and they were just from all different walks of life just to see us play, just to see Miggy, hit, just to see Verlander, Scherzer on the mound. Like it just meant so much. And then it does something to you as a player. Like it keeps you engaged in the game. You want to make that play because you want to hear those oohs and ahs on, routine plays. Like, it's like, I do that again, but thank you for that. Like, I need that, but it's just special, man. That goes to show you how really special this Tigers team is. When people are packing the stands out on a Sunday night, hey, that means you're doing something and you're a special team.
Yeah, and keep in mind, the reason I kind of bring up, because it's one of those things that matters, but it doesn't matter at the same time. But the reason I bring up like national narratives and like perceptions and star power, this and blah, 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 is because like, the Tigers played a lot of day playoff games last year, despite having Skubal, despite having, Riley Green was an all-star, despite the Houston AJ Hinch, narrative that existed there. So that's the networks and MLB saying like it's not as important as these other games for viewership purposes. At this rate, that might change. So that's why I make note of those kind of things, because it everything affects everything, as I say.
Hey, shout out to D Book too, man, for representing for you know what I mean? Representing for the boys, man, coming through. I love to see that. I love to see athletes, man, from different, from other sports, other professions, man, come in and show their love. And man, it was just that was an awesome moment. That was an awesome interaction, man. And I love to see that. I love to see when guys, go represent and show their support for other professions, because we know how hard it is, man. We know how hard the grind is. You see Jimmy Buckets out there at the U.S. Open, out there swinging the racket and looking just terrible. And we we know it's hard, but we want to try to do that too. You see a lot of players out there, putting their stocks into soccer and just other professions. It's really cool, man. I love to see that, and you always love to see that support from, your brothers across the street. So that's cool. Shout out to Book, man, for that. That's awesome.
All right, hold on. Who's the coolest person you got to meet, athlete or celebrity, at a game in your career?
Man, the coolest person, man, that's tough, dude. But I know in Detroit, when Eminem came through, that was tough, man. That was tough because I listen to Eminem, man, and he's just different. He's just different. And anytime I put him on, it's like I'm going to work out because it's time to get it. Like he says something to me, and it's like, get off the couch, let's go get it. And it was just cool. And not only that, Jay-Z was there too. So that was super cool because I'm a big fan of Jay, man, and I just love his music. I'm all the way back to Hard Knocks. I love the Blueprint. He's just different, man. And when those two dudes showed up in Detroit and came out on the field and was just almost, they were almost fans of us, but they don't realize we were like, yo, this is M and J right here. What's going on? It was a super awesome experience for me. Like I said, because I listened to both of those guys, and I remember Megatron came over one time, and it was just his physical presence, man. I was like, I see why you are called Megatron, because you are built like a machine, and it's just cool to see that, man, and have that interaction with guys that play other sports, and they show their love for you, but we're looking at them like, yo, if you knew how to hit a baseball, we wouldn't have a job. So thank you for being scared of hitting a baseball, but not being scared of hitting a linebacker, not being scared of being blindsided by a linebacker at 245. Cool. Hey, stay there, brother. Yeah, you good. You good.
Yeah, to each their own. All right, we're gonna talk about, what is there to talk about with Tarik Skubal? Well, I found something to talk about with Tarik Skubal, but first, a word from our sponsors.
It might be that time. If you're looking for a new car, there's one place to go that is going to take care of you, and it's Car Gurus.
Yeah, looking for a car should be fun, not exhausting. Everywhere else, it's exhausting. You're dodging people. You're trying to just, can I look at this car? Car Gurus, you type in your search, you find the color that you want, it narrows it down for you, and all of a sudden you're like, this has been an exciting experience, and you got a great deal.
With over 4 million listings, Car Gurus has more car listings than any other major online automotive marketplace in the US, so you can find the best deal. It's no wonder Similar Web estimated traffic data shows Car Gurus is the #1 most visited car shopping site. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at cargurus.com. Go to cargurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's CARGURUS.com. Cargurus.com.
All right, coming back here, Skubal was a strikeout machine as we talked about on Sunday night. So it kind of got me thinking. I was like, I wonder what Cody, I wonder what Ajax, I wonder what is their favorite, or what is the best pitch in their mind in Skubal's arsenal, because I think if we wanted to just talk about that for 30 minutes and argue about it and get into minutia of baseball, we probably could, because it's a pretty good debate. But I have my opinion, but I want to see what you guys say first. So Austin, Cody, whichever one, what's the best, your favorite, whatever, wherever you want to take it. What's the most lethal? What is the best that Skubal has to offer from his arsenal?
Cody, you want me to get it?
I'll take. I mean, I'll say the easy one, and then hopefully at least one of you disagrees with me.
Okay.
I guess it depends how we're defining best, right? But if we're just going most effective, like all the numbers this year say it is the changeup. Has the best run value, getting a 48% whiff rate. Guys are hitting 152 against the pitch. It grades out higher than all his other pitches that also grade out really well on the Stuff Plus models. The changeup is the pitch that has taken Tarik Skubal from a good pitcher to an elite pitcher. He had success with the changeup when he was throwing a different version of it in 2021, 2022. But when he came back throwing this new seam shifted wake changeup, it really helped take him to another level because he's able to use it more. And this year, for the first time, he's using it more than even the fastball. It's his bread and butter. He struck out each of the first 5 hitters last night on swinging changeups for strike 3, 15 whiffs overall. Like, yeah, there's probably an argument it doesn't work if the fastball is not working, if you got to have some stuff to pair with it. But most lethal, the pitch guys don't want to see. The pitch guys don't square up. It's the changeup.
Hey, listen, I can't argue with that, right? But I'm going to change it up a little bit, though, because I thought about this. I thought about it, and I was thinking, like, what would that changeup be without that fastball, though? Because a lot of guys throw 97, 98, 99, but a lot of guys don't have that. They don't hide it behind their back like my man does. So I think that, to me, his best pitch is his fastball. His nastiest pitch is that changeup, though, because if that changeup, which he left up in the zone and got base hit to right, like if he was throwing it like that, like that change, you would be like, that changeup ain't it. Like, go ahead and put that in the back pocket, bring that out maybe once or twice a game. But that fastball, when he's able to spot that fastball, when he's able to show you that elbow and then kick it out there, that James Paxton, that CC Sabathia, you don't see the ball till it's on you. Yeah. So if he wasn't, with that deceptive windup, that deceptive delivery and spotting 97, 98, and here comes 100, I think that changeup is maybe doesn't work as well as it does because guys are gearing up for a fastball. Because if you look at some of the changeups, like they're not even in the zone, but they're gearing up for that fastball that's in that changeup is coming out of that same tunnel. It's coming out of that same window, and it's just like, see you later. So, it's hard to sit on that because I'm trying to gear up for 97 to 100. That's why I say it's his best pitch because he can throw it for a strike. I saw him spot up 97, like down at the knees on a righty, and it's like, that's not hittable. And it's not even just the velocity, it's the angle that it's coming in, and at least on television, that's how it looks. Like there's this angle that it's coming at where it's not just riding straight. Like if you look at Paddock's fastball, which he had a good fastball, don't get me wrong, but it was just more of a straight fastball as opposed to Skubal's is coming in at this angle towards you. And like when he's throwing that changeup out of that same angle and then it just goes that way, you don't have time to determine whether that's that 97 to 100 or a changeup. So I'm swinging for the fastball. We're taught to stay on the fastball. We're not going up there sitting on changeups unless you got in your mind, I'm going up here and sitting on the changeup until you get up there and he throw that first pitch strike. You're like, oh shoot, that was hey, fastball. Like, why am I sitting on the changeup? I'm not going to hit that. Nobody's hitting that ball good. You're going to be, butt back, hands out front, throwing a little filet Johnny out there to right field, which we saw. You're not really doing damage off of that. Most of his balls that hit, which Buxton missed the fastball, like he missed that. But he's not hitting the changeup like that. You see how he looked on the changeup. He's out front. He's flailing the bat because that fastball, that good fastball he has, it allows that changeup to not even be in the zone, look like it's in the zone. It could be all the way out there. There's times where I've seen him throw that changeup, and I'm like, that's not even close to being a strike. Guys are sitting on that fastball, and that changeup, when he throws that changeup, it doesn't even have to be that dirty. It just needs to look just like that fastball, and it works. It works every time. We saw it yesterday. So I think
that's a good point, Austin. Tommy Canely has changed everyone's perception of everything. Makes me wonder, like, what if Skubal just threw his changeup 80% of the time? He can throw it in the zone now, but I think I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think you're right, Us. I think he's a little more chase dependent with that changeup than Tommy Canely is.
Yes.
Well, I mean, what's fascinating is that you have like this is why he's such a complete pitcher, Skubal, is that you have this fastball that he can dot, as Austin explained, dot 98, dot 100 on the black, like pretty much whenever he wants. He still throws the changeup more. So he throws the changeup more because the fastball kind of reputation kind of speaks for itself. You don't have to throw it as often, which I find fascinating. And just
he's throwing a lot more sinkers, which means a little less four seam. That's really why the changeup has kind of passed him as the most used pitch.
Has that same movement on it. Like the fastball changeup is the dirtiest combination because it looks like the changeup looks like the fastball. So I mean, he throws that curveball, that slider in there to kind of change your eyes a little bit, kind of keep you honest a little bit. If he's starting to fall into a repetition of fastball changeup, well, here comes that curveball, and then like, oh, okay, that just threw me all off. Now I have no clue what's coming, and then you might throw a changeup off of that. It's like, yo, I have no clue what this guy 97 truck, sit in the truck because that's where you're going. It's truck, whether he throws the fastball, the changeup, any of that. Once he gets to 2 strikes, you just swing the bat. It don't matter. You're going to sit in the truck. You can throw the rosin bag up there for all I care. You are striking out because he has this. It's like this ability to make you sit on the fat. Like we are trying as hitters, we are trying to sit on the fastball. Unless we make up our mind to literally go up there and say, I'm in swing. How do you sit on a changeup? It's not realistic to just go up there and sit on a changeup. Like you're gonna get a fastball that we are taught to hit to stay on the fastball, and it's gonna be a good pitch to hit, and you're gonna take it because you're sitting on the changeup. Now you get behind. Now he throws that changeup out of that tunnel as that changeup. You're thinking fastball now, and it's the changeup. So now you done change your whole plan up because you was like, I was sitting on the changeup. He threw me that fastball. Okay, I'm gonna stay on the changeup. Fastball. Okay, now I'm really confused. Curveball. What? I don't know what's coming now. Now I've completely aborted mission. Abort. Just try to make contact, and then you're in trouble. And that's why I love that he's able to throw that velocity. But also, like, listen, I can get you out with this other stuff and avoid hard contact with this changeup.
Yeah, love
nastiest pitch.
For the record, yesterday, just so everybody knows, he threw 38 changeups, 26 four-seamers, 15 sinkers, 9 sliders, and 5 knuckle curves. Since I believe everything comes off the fastball and the changeup is by far the most successful pitch, I'm going to say that the best pitch is the knuckle curve because he has yet to give up a hit on that. If I have that correct, I don't.
Yes.
He has given up 0 hits on the knuckle curve, so that's his best.
Why doesn't Skubal throw the knuckle curve more?
He's thrown it 38 times.
Next
38 times. He has yet to give up a hit on it.
I'm not bringing that out. I'm gonna keep saving it. I'm gonna save it until y'all think the changeup's coming, and then you're not. And then when he throws it, you're not swinging because you're like, he didn't even throw that. And then he throws it for a strike. He drops it in for a strike. Now I'm messing with your head. That's a psychological game. Now that messes you up when a pitcher doesn't throw that pitch a lot, and then he throws it for a strike. You're like, seriously, why you do that on me? Like I'm hitting 220. Like why you ain't just coming at me? Like I don't got 24 on my back. What? Come on now.
Well, and then also I would say that maybe the most correct answer, given of everything that we just said, his best pitch is the next pitch because as Austin went into, you just don't know what to expect, and also his pace. That's part of this too. His pace is among the tops. I don't know if it's the fastest, probably not, but it's among the tops in Major League Baseball. So what Austin's going through, like all this stuff in the batter's box, like, I was sitting this and you threw this and blah, blah, blah. Guess what? Especially in a pitch clock era, you have no time to even like try to reassess your game plan against Skubal because he's ball and mitt, he's foot on rubber, and he's go. So
he's coming at you too, Kieran. He's like coming at you. You know, that big leg kick. And then, like I
Yeah.
said, you know, he shows you that arm and not the ball. Like, you really don't have a lot of time. Like, that's something that I think that needs to be talked about too. Like, yes, his stuff is good, but it's something to be said about a delivery to you. Like, I've seen all this other stuff except the ball. And then it just comes out of nowhere, and it's electric, man. It's on you before you can decide, you know, whether to swing or not. Whether the guys were swinging before they even knew it was a strike. Like, that's what I saw. I saw guys just swinging. I'm like, that pitch's not even close. Why are we swinging at that pitch? That ball was down in the dirt because they don't see it. They're guessing fast. I'm just gonna guess fastball, and when I swing, it's a changeup. You know, and they were late on the fastball. You know, and you see the majority of the foul balls are going off for righties, are going off to right field. You know, it's just you can tell that they weren't picking it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a game of failure for a reason, and when you're going against Skubal, it's a game of a lot of failure. We're gonna get to probably the other kind of big storyline from Sunday night's game. Something great we saw, and then something not so awesome that we saw. But first, a word from our sponsors.
All right, Harry's is going to get an award here, MVP in the shaving world. And AJ, if you want to equate it to things that we talk about, it's not expensive. And it's super versatile, right? The company itself, because there's other products that you can get on the site, deodorant, body wash, etc. But for your everyday shaving needs, Harry's has you covered. And you look at the pricing, you look at the quality, and you're like, wait, why was I using the old classic brand for a long time?
Listen, as somebody right now that needs a Harry's, I've just been lazy. Harry's, I have plenty of them lined up, ready to use. You can use them for more than one shave, which is huge for me. And the pricing is right. I got to go get my Harry's because my neck beard is sick. But Harry's will fix that. It'll line me up straight. It'll no bumps, no cuts. It's exactly what I need for a great price.
That's right. Get the edge on your shave with Harry's. Normally, their trial set is $10, but right now you can get it for just $6 at harrys.com/foul. That's our exclusive link, harrys.com/foul, for a $6 trial set.
All right, coming back here. You know, it was one of the highlights of the weekend overall was to see Kerry Bonds be Kerry Bonds. He had a home run on Saturday. Then he also had the home run on Sunday and a triple on Sunday that was like, oh man, like here we go. You know, here we go with Kerry Carpenter. And then the camera cuts to AJ and the training staff and obviously Cora right there kind of looking at him. And now we know it's the hamstring again. And so like we always say like the hamstring is a hamstring. There's not really like anything you can do, but just like rest and hope. But we still, as of recording, don't have any sort of MRI, you know, diagnosis or anything like that. But man, really unfortunate for a guy who felt like he was coming on, Cody, and to just kind of be bitten by this on a play itself. I know he said he happened in the field, but on a play itself, where it's not like he exerted himself on that particular play. We have it here. I mean,
yeah, you can watch it. Isn't that what you want to see?
They sure do. That's smoked. Fair ball into the corner. Cole Keith will hit third. That ball gets away from Castro. He's going to score easily. Heading to third base. The throw cut off, and in there is Kerry Carpenter. 3-0 Detroit as the Carpenter puts another nail.
You know, the broadcast actually didn't show Carp like I thought it did. I was watching in the press box, and I saw him hit second base, and he shut it down. I mean, it was tough. He was slow out of the box, but from second to third especially, he was barely still going.
I don't think he was sprinting the entire time. I mean, like
No.
it just kind of looked like he like you said, it looked like he was already kind of nagging it, and I don't think. I mean, I say this kind of tongue in cheek. It was probably one of the slower triples that you'll see because he just was not sprinting because obviously, it was bothering him. So like, I don't know what were people saying?
Real quick, I've never really had a hamstring injury, and I've never definitely not played professional sports. So I don't know what that's like, but I keep coming back to like, we've seen him trying to play through this for a month, and he hasn't really looked right. And as I said a while back, like I asked him, like, I assume you wouldn't be playing through this if there was any fear of making it worse, right? And he was like, no, that's kind of a concern. So Austin, like, what is that like? And do you think he should have been playing for this past month?
Well, I will say, like, he was playing right field, correct? Was he playing right?
Yeah,
Well,
mostly.
yeah,
He played some left as well.
He played left field on Saturday, which I was going to bring up as possibly a thing, but mainly right field. Yeah.
The base hit off Skubal, he was in right, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so and did he was it kind of a little layout kind of?
He did. I would assume that's probably the play where it happens.
And that's what I was thinking. I was wondering if that was one of those plays where he was, hey, Scoob he hasn't given up a hit yet. I'm going to, he put a lot of stress in trying to catch that ball. And I'm wondering if he kind of, if he kind of irritated or, aggravated it, during that play. And then it kind of just carried over into hitting and, you hit that ball down the line and, he's sniffing a triple. Absolutely. And, putting a lot of stress and strain rounding those bases and, getting the second and realizing like, no, I have nothing else. I have nothing left. I've been there where I knew that there was something wrong. But I tried to keep playing through it and I ended up making it a lot worse. I've had a hamstring injury and it is tough. When you have a hamstring injury, is violent as he is in the box and, just as aggressive as he is, getting in those legs on those swings, all of that stuff matters. All of those things, put stress on the legs, the drive, we spoke about it, earlier before this about, it's that right leg. I think it's the right leg, with him, swinging from the left side and putting a lot of force onto that front leg. When he hits, once he lands, I wonder if that's, if that's also something that has been bothering him. But at the same time, it hasn't really been slowing him down with the bat. So this could be something that, is definitely caused by, just running, aggravating it while he's running, because typically that's when you get those type of injuries. When I had my hamstring injury, it never really bothered me while I was hitting. It was always on that first burst. It's always on that first burst where I kind of felt something, and then I would try to, run through it or kind of get through it. And I would end up like, oh, it grabs on you a little bit. And depending on the severity of it, I don't know how you said when he hit second base, you saw him like completely, like, hey, I'm done. That I'm thinking that it was something that probably in the outfield where he went for that ball and was, like I said, he was trying to, make that play. Probably aggravated it then, and then when you hit a ball that can potentially be a triple, you're running a little bit different. You got that double, but when you're sniffing that triple, you got to get on another gear. And I think he got on it a little too much, and I think he extended himself, and he probably took that little nagging or a little aggravation to where it was like, okay, now it's probably strained now. Like I probably, full on strained it. Hopefully that's not what that is. Hopefully it's something that he's able to, rest and the Detroit staff is able to, get the treatment done on him that he needs. But seeing him run back out there and try to fill that position in right field or in the outfield, I think it's going to be tough. The hamstrings are tough. You can't. It's not an injury where you can just, all right, I could just play through this. It's gonna take some time to fully heal that. It's not something that's just gonna go away. Depending on the severity of it. And I think that this could be something that he has to watch. Maybe has to, not get as much time out there, and that's unfortunate because he's swinging the bat well, and they need him in that lineup. Like he's a big push for them in that lineup. And again, I'm hoping that it's not as severe, as it could be with the hamstring, but hopefully it's something he can just get some rest. Maybe not, play, he might have to be in a different role for a little bit to this thing kind of heals and it gets past him.
I'm not a doctor, but I almost don't care what that MRI says. I almost think you got to shut it down, You got the All-Star break coming up. You build in a
Yeah.
few extra days there. Just like you need this guy at his best in September and October. You have an 11-game division lead. Like, what are like? Maybe we should just be cautious here, but I've been saying that for a while.
I agree with
It's a little more manageable now. If you wanted to IL him, you have the All-Star break. Like he wouldn't miss as many games though, so it feels a little more palatable if it's like like an in-between case like it has been.
Sure.
Well, not to get lost in all of that stuff, I think it's just worth noting that, this was a game that ended 3-0. And even if you have Skubal, and we joked at the beginning of this, like, shut it down after the Carpenter home run, like it's a big difference between 2-0 and 3-0. So that was like a big moment in the game. And he, and that I'm sure was kind of a part of the adrenaline of the moment, in addition to just like, triple opportunity and all that stuff. I mean, I'm sure they're not going to share anything all that interesting, Cody, but like what AJ and Kerry, like what was like, was there anything to glean from their mood about it at all, or?
AJ didn't seem like he knew much. Kerry, he was there, he talked, so I guess that's a good sign. He said everyone feels optimistic about it. He said it felt a lot like how it felt last time. So I don't know if that's good or bad. Like, I guess good in that it didn't pop and completely tear or anything, I don't think, but he's been at less than 100% for a while, and he's still getting that same feeling. It's recurred to where it's like flared up in a more severe way. He seemed in okay spirits, but kind of hard to say.
Well, Vierling coming back, if there's another sort of like piece of the puzzle as to whether you shut down Carpenter for a bit, Matt Vierling coming back, we saw that this weekend, is a piece to that puzzle. He can obviously play right field, and he'll be asked to do a variety of things, but one of the strange things about this season and Matt in particular with his health is that he hasn't really, I mean, what has he played total? 3 games? Like, he hasn't like actually kind of quote unquote like fit in to this iteration of the Tigers yet, because he's been hurt and the team's been rocking and rolling. If there's like a silver lining to like, if you got to shut down Carpenter, is that you do bring in, he's not like obviously the exact same type of player, but you do bring in another valuable asset to your team that can help take on that burden. And so I'm curious to see how Matt fits in. He, it was nice to see him get that sac fly on Saturday, kind of get baptism into this year's Tigers team, if you would. But I'm curious where you think, Cody, like, what is his role? Where does Vierling fit? And I guess we can kind of answer this with or without Kerry Carpenter. But like he's a guy that you like. We forget how valuable he was last year, and then they've been on this winning streak, this season without him. But not forget, this guy's a ball player now. This guy helps you win games.
Yeah, I think the good news is he can kind of fit however you want him to fit. He's going to play some center. He's going to play some right. He's going to play some third base. Which one he plays more may depend on how other guys are performing. If Parker Meadows, I mean, they're still going to trot Parker out there a lot for his defense. But if that bat doesn't get going, maybe the balance shifts towards center. If Wenzel Perez keeps swinging a hot bat and you want him in the lineup, maybe Vierling's not playing right as much. Maybe you try to build in a little more time at third, and that takes some pressure off. Jahmai Jones hasn't really played there, but I guess that's the question. With Trey Sweeney now optioned, that was the other move. We haven't talked about that yet. Javi's going to be mostly playing shortstop. You're still going to have some McKinstry, some Colt at third base, and I think it's no small thing that Colt Keith is playing over there. But you want to go right-handed. You could see Vierling. So I don't know that there's like one breakdown of this is how it's going to be. So you've watched this team; it changes every day, and it changes based on the needs, and it changes based on who's performing. And that's where the versatility of Matt Vierling shines through as a strength.
Yep, you're exactly right. I think that's the beauty of this. It's a good problem to have for them right now. It's unfortunate, that there could be some time missed by Carp, but Vierling, he can fit right in, and this guy can play. He's got a versatile bat. I think you can plug him in at any spot in the lineup, and I think he serves as a good right-hand bat. I think that it's just going to be a matter of plugging him in there and letting him get those at bats. He hasn't had that many at bats at this level right now, so he needs to kind of get in the groove. Let him get those at bats. Let him get out there and play some defense. And he can play anywhere. That's a good thing, really. If you can put him in at any position, really, and kind of give other guys a break, or even for matchups, even pitch hitting options, it's a good problem to have. And I think it'll be a good fit for them, and something that I don't think it will be something that where it's a big drop off necessarily. Obviously, if you lose a Carp, that is going to be a blow. But I think there's a good fit for Matt coming in there.
Yeah, Kieran, a few episodes ago we ranked like trade deadline priorities, and I had bat as the lowest on mine. Still something that'd be nice to have, but the lowest. The more I look at it, like the need for a bat keeps kind of dropping, because who are you going to send out, assuming you maintain health leading up to the trade deadline? I guess you could look for like an upgrade, like a more proven version of Jahmai Jones, a right-handed platoon bat. But if Vierling's in and he's playing well, I mean, and Colt's able to play third, like that need just feels less pressing. There's not really someone you're looking to boot off this roster. That's not to say they can't upgrade, give themselves the best chance, but you compare it to pitching, and the urgency continues to seem way higher on the pitching end for me.
I wanted to bring up, I mentioned that sac fly, which, was not that much short of a home run on Saturday for Vierling. And that was a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. It's not worth trying to play the video or anything, but that was a 91-mile-an-hour fastball from Ober. And that's, the late release point and all that stuff, the plays up, fastball that he throws. Like in on the, like barely a strike on the upper right-handed quadrant if you're facing the plate. So like the fact that he got his hands in there and was able to power that, almost to the wall, that's what I mean, like what you missing in Matt Vierling. Because I don't know how many, there's not that many guys on the team, particularly the right-handed hitters, that are kind of, they can just kind of do that. Like that's like the Matt Vierling special. It's just kind of like making it happen. So I wanted to go look on that on game day, because I remember thinking about that time. I was like, was it really that up and in? And I look at it, it's like, yeah, it's barely a strike. He almost set it to the wall. And you're right, Cody and Austin, about like, the guys that, step up. Like they're if we wanted to do like a Motor City pun, you could really kind of call it like an assembly line. Like AJ has assembled and Scott Harris have assembled an assembly line of guys that they trust and they put in situations that they think are going to make them successful. And, to the player, it's players got to play. So to give them credit, absolutely. But like, this is the environment. Like who wants to, do you really want to bring somebody in to interrupt? They probably will in some fashion, but those actually are tough decisions, not just like, oh, it'd be so cool if player X was in the lineup. Like there are going to be ramifications no matter what happens later in the month of July. So
Bregman,
maybe Bregman, maybe he could come out the pen. You can have like the Bregman two-way. Who knows? I'm not saying it will happen, but like anything's possible, right?
I had to throw that in there.
On that note, is there anything else, fellas, that we got to get to?
Oh man, it was great. It was good, man. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the time with you fellas, man, and enjoy watching some good baseball, man. I love seeing how the city is supporting, man, because it's just not a better place to play when you're playing well, but they'll let you know when you're not playing well as well, but when that city's jumping like that, man, it's no better environment. There might be a couple that can compare to it, but being on that side and playing in front of those fans and still being able to, every once in a while go back and then communicate with some fans on Cameo, it's just awesome, man. They still show their love, and they still, talk about some of the things, and it's just really cool to, be a part of that, and then to see how they've turned things around over the years, man. These boys are playing, and I'm expecting the best from these guys. So can't wait to see it, man. I'm loving what they're doing.
Well, on that note, we appreciate everybody who tunes in, follows us on social media at Tiger Territory _ Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram. We're still growing this show, and so we appreciate all of you. If you haven't already, subscribe on all these social media channels, YouTube, Instagram. Like I said, I gotta say YouTube over and over again because YouTube is where we're trying to grow, as well as wherever you listen to your podcast. We appreciate all of you. So for Austin Jackson, Cody Stavenhagen, I'm Kieran Steckley. Everybody have a great day.